Hey, this is Tim with Miridia Technology. Just wanted to show you guys real quick what it looks like to get your AcuGraph. So, when it comes to you for delivery, it's going to come in a box just like this. And I'll show you what happens. So, you get your AcuGraph in the box. It comes with your caddy. And I'll show you how to put that together. Then it comes with the supplies, so the water container and the diving cloth. And then it also comes with the AcuGraph box carrying case. So here's the carrying case, and I'll open it up real quick. And this is what you see. So I'm just going to show you real quick how to take this out and put it together and get going. It's pretty easy, and I just need to step through a few things. So let's put this together. So I'm going to get my cords out. And I'm going to get my AcuGraph box. This is what manages the signals from the probe. I'm going to get my grounding bar out. I'm going to put this aside. And I'm going to put everything together. So here's my probe and my grounding bar. Just going to put this on here like so. And then I'm going to put my cotton swab in the probe. So we have a cotton swab, and we just put it right at the end of the probe, like so. So you can see that. And then from there, you take a cup and just put some regular tap water in it, and a cotton swab for dapping your probe. And I'm just going to put this together nicely. So now I have the unit all put together, just like so. Now it's just going to sit on my desk, and I'm going to install the software. So I'm going to show you that real quick. So here we go. I'm going to go over to the Miridia Technology website. One second here. And we're just going to install our AcuGraph real quick. So let me just make sure we're fitting everything. So I have a Macintosh, so I'm going to show you how to install it with a Mac. I'm going to go right to here. There's also some trainings that you do. So those are also available, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to show you how to install. And it just says click right here to install. So I'm going to click and start doing the installation. So it's 525 megs, and when this gets done installing, I have credentials, so I have a password and a login. So I'll just put those credentials in. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to upload, we have to wait for 525 megs. I'm going to show you real quick one of our patient reports. So if you're a practitioner and you're working with your patients, these are what the patient reports are. And this is probably some pretty amazing information for the fact that this is really what helps us with our patient retention. Our practitioners that use AcuGraph have some of the highest patient retention rates in the industry. Because they're providing these reports to the patients. And so there's the actual bar, the graph with all the meridians, and it shows the patient, normal, excess, deficiency, and balance. And then it goes into the yin-yang average. And this is, there are different reports, but this is just one of them. And then it goes into the elements. So it categorizes all your meridians by elements. And then it also can do the time of day with elements and show you which elements are taking from each other or adding to or having blockages. The horror report is actually a really popular report that practitioners use that can show correlations between time of day symptoms like a migraine at 5 p.m. or something that you might be dealing with at a certain time of day. The PI score is also a very popular report, and this talks about where you're at with your health. our standard recommendation is that people continue to come in until their PI score reaches an 80. So that is something that a lot of practitioners really enjoy. And then you have your chi energy levels and stability levels in your rating. So it rates you where you're at and what you might need to do to improve. Also for chiropractic, it shows a correlation with the spine and what's going on with the spine and certain points that are of concern or need treatment or possible treatments. And then it goes into the meridian findings and highlights all the meridians and their deficiencies and their excesses and their imbalances. So this is where your patients would say, you know, wow, I never told you that I had problems with bloating and poor appetite and stuff like that. A lot of the symptoms, they'll mention these, and this is where they really buy into their treatment plan. So this is just a little bit of the patient reports. We also have dietary recommendations. Talks about foods that might be good for them and helpful for them. So you can provide those also to your patients. And then you can also include the treatment plan or the report of what was done, or if you're assigning homework treatments at night or just between visits. So pretty awesome information. Let me see if we're done downloading. Okay, we are. So I'm gonna jump out of that, but that's called the patient report. And please message back if you're interested. We'd love to get you a copy out so you can see how it would affect you and your practice and help you out. So now that we've downloaded AcuGraph, so I went to the website, I clicked download for the Mac. I'm just going to agree to the download. And now it's going to start doing the install. So I'm just going to sit tight for a second while it's installing. And it's pretty quick. So I still have not plugged in any cords yet. While it's doing this install, I think I'm going to plug in my cords. So you have a Y cable. So I'm going to plug that in, and there's a special fitting and you can match them up. So that plugs in right there. And then I also have another USB plug-in that plugs in right there. Right there. Okay, so now I'm plugged in. Now I'm going to take this and put it back on my caddy and set it down. And then I'm going to double click to install right here and finish installing the AcuGraph. And push continue and install. It wants my password. So it's going to go through the installation right now and finish installing. I still have not plugged my AcuGraph into my computer. So this is the USB that we're going to plug into. And the AcuGraph itself does come with a converter. So if I have an Apple and I don't have a USB plug-in, I can actually put this adapter on and it will adapt it to the other plug-in that I need. But I do have a dongle on my Apple, so I can actually plug it in. So I'm now going to plug it in, and you'll hear that little beep, and that beep was the box, the AcuGraph box. So now I'm going to move this to the trash, and I'm going to go into my AcuGraph and start using it. So pretty quick. I'm not done yet though. I'm not going to leave you. So I'm going to show you how to do this too. So I'm going to X out of this and go into my Launchpad. And in my Launchpad, I have, well, I don't want that. Sorry. My Launchpad. So you can see AcuGraph bottom right. So because I don't have the whole screen recording, I'm just going to go over there and grab that and click on it. And it's going to open. So now you can see it's opening down on my bottom menu. And we send you your username and your password. So that's something that comes in your email. that you set up and that you have. And this is the AcuGraph interface. So I just put in my credentials for the interface, and now I'm up and going. Now my AcuGraph is up and going. So if I want to start using the AcuGraph, the first thing I want to do to really put it into practice and make sure it's working right is let's just add a patient and just call him, you know, Joe Johnson. And we'll make them born on the first day of 2000. Sorry. Okay, birth is male, and I'm just going to leave it at that right now. So, and then here's the bottom of the window. There's nothing below that bottom part, so you should be seeing everything. So this is Joe Johnson, and Joe Johnson, we're just going to do a little graph real quick. So I'm going to go into click on new exam. So I'm going to click right here.
Beginning exam, left, lung 9.
So now I'm actually using the AcuGraph, and I'm going to start actually doing a graph. So first thing I'm going to do is I still have not wetted the probe. So I'm going to wet this probe and make sure it's actually working right. So how to check and see if it's working is you touch the grounding bar with the probe. And yep, that works. And everybody who is an acupuncturist definitely knows that that would make a connection. So now I know that we're live. I'm going to hold this probe and I'm going to do lung 9. So
Left, pericardium 7.
So I'm just actually touching the probe on the skin. I'm not
Left,
pushing in at
heart
all.
7.
And as the signal comes
Left,
up and
small
crests and
intestine
peaks,
4.
that means I've done it right. So now you'll see as you start using the AcuGraph
Left,
that you're going to
energizer
get
4.
the feel of it over time. And that's just part of the journey. That's why we say you recommend that you
Left, large
treat at least,
intestine 4.
or you graph at least 10 people before you start using it. So
Right, lung
roughly
9.
that is me graphing real quickly. And I'm just putting the probe right on top of the U on source point. The probe, because I'm holding the bar, measures the electricity and it's able to get that reading. And it's 3 seconds of measuring. If I don't like the volume, I'll show you really quick. I can actually turn the volume all the way down. So if I don't want the volume at all, well, I guess we're on lung 9 right hand now. So bear with me. So I'm just gonna, so we don't have any sound at all, or I can even mute the sound. And now I'm just watching the graph, and it's very quiet. So if you have a clinic or a practice where you want to have a quiet atmosphere and you don't want interruption of the beeping, it works just the same. So that's how the graph works. And yes, we can do all 12 U on source points. It takes about 3 minutes. And once it's done, it'll give you a reading of your graph. So I can actually go into another graph real quick and show you what the readings look like. Bear with me 1 second. I'll go into, whoops, it's not me. So you can type in any name and all the people under that name will show up. So that's me. Hi, good looking guy. And you can look at my graph. So here's one of my graphs. And these are the numbers that were just being produced when I was being graphed. So that's basically what it looks like. And you can see that I went through and there was my recommended root treatment points. And so you can add those to the treatment. So say I want to start back over again. I can just click on the root treatment points, or I'm sorry, they're already in the queue. You just add those points and it'll throw them all over into the treatment plan. And then you just click begin treatment. So, and it'll go through all the treatment points. If you need a quick reference, very handy. It's got every treatment point in there. So I'm going to stop here, but that's a little bit about the AcuGraph and kind of doing an unpacking for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have questions, please reach out to us. This is Tim at Miridia Technology, and thank you for your time.